And good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. We missed a week last week. I was a little under the weather, but I'm back. We're back, bright and full of beans again, once more. So, we're going to have to start our unbeaten run of live streams every week. It was going well through the first part of this year. We got through to March, right through to March. So it's all good. Okay, let me just get this audio right here. And welcome to Creator Breakfast. Let's throw that up there. That's not the one. That's the one I want. It's not last call yet. We're not that far into the show. I hope everyone's had a great week. It's all good. Now, running a little solo today. I know Chantel in the chat to moderate. She is not feeling well today. So not only am I streaming without my usual moderation backup, but I've also we're going to be multitasking for Nick's stream a little later on. So wish me luck. So everyone's had a great week, or the last 2 weeks actually, since I've seen you. So let's jump over to see who we've got, starting with early before the stream started. Virtually as soon as I scheduled this, live on YouTube, Twitter X. Good morning. Earlier on today, Sniper Elite is in the house. Mark's across a channel as well came by. Creator Classroom saved my bacon by telling me about my typo in the title of the stream. So that has now been corrected on YouTube at least. If you're watching on Twitch, it's probably still spelt wrong because I didn't go and fix it over there. Yes, we're live on Twitch as well as we always do when I stream via StreamYard. And yeah, that was my typo. I put YouTubers. It's an extra R in there. Oh, good. So who else? Well, let's keep going. See who else is coming in. We've got before we went live, Art Amanda is turning up in the chat as well. And then somewhere here, we started going live, and Creative Classroom is early here. But howdy to you. I'll stay as long as I can, but I think this morning is other channel work morning. Absolutely. Hey, there's always something that we can be doing, working on our channels, preparing content, preparing ourselves, research, all the above. It's all happening. iPhone Chris is here as well. Welcome. Lee's Boring Life. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning indeed. Okay. Doreen's Food Prep Resource. Good morning. It's good to have you here. You know what? I was thinking the same thing. I know Eileen is here as well. I just saw, but let me go over to YouTube and do the thing. I dub thee. Oh, it's been a while since I've done this. Okay. The uniting has been done. Creator Classroom is also now a moderator. Thank you. And as I mentioned, the one and only Ollie Smith is in the house. Also channel member. Art Manda, channel member as well here. A couple of channel members here. Everyone will roll in. It's super early. I understand. It's in this is my first stream since the time zone change in the US, and now I'm streaming exactly an hour earlier than I streamed before, which is sort of good because it's an hour earlier. Here we go. And Amazing Yacht Destinations is over on the Twitch side of things, but it's here. Nonetheless. It still counts. Kevin Hawthorne's in the house as well, as always. Welcome. Boom. And I think that's it. I think we've shouted out everyone so far. We'll keep the shout outs going as people roll in. I really love, I don't love the fact that StreamYard don't show the custom emojis, but that's the way it goes. But it's good that people are dropping them in. I've got to look at it. I got to look on the YouTube chat to see those. Learn Spanish World's in the house as well. Welcome, welcome. And to get back on deck in regards to, being sick last week, I was sick for probably more or less, 7 days, give or take, where I wasn't feeling under the weather. It started the Tuesday previous, and I started feeling under the weather, went to work for a couple of days, where you just sort of feel a bit like run down and tired, maybe a bit sniffly. By Thursday, I had to take a couple of days off work, so I was sick Thursday, Friday, then Saturday, Sunday. Obviously, Saturday I couldn't stream. Still feeling unwell Sunday. I went to work. Did I go to work Monday? I went to work Monday feeling a little bit better. By Tuesday, I actually had a day off on Tuesday for some other things that was not being sick related. So by the time I got back to work on Wednesday, I was feeling a whole lot better. Like the Tuesday and the Wednesday, feeling a whole lot better. So I've been most of this week back on deck, doing the thing. Been working on a breaking news email since like Tuesday, and probably just a lingering effect of not being well. I get home from work and I'd be feeling really tired and run down at the end of the day, just mentally tired. And so, I'd be knocking out some edits where I could on this video, which I'm now actually, as I'm live streaming, got Final Cut Pro exporting a video. So that's going to go up. It should have gone out earlier in the week because it's breaking news. Something we're going to also touch on in today's show, which is the AI disclaimer that YouTube have announced is rolling out. It's actually out there. I've seen it in the wild. I have it on my channel, and we'll talk about that in a minute. The other thing we're going to talk about today is, should you delete videos off your channel? Why not? And reasons to consider maybe not doing that, unless you have very good reason, and maybe we can discuss what those good reasons are for doing it. But of course, if you've got questions for me, you can drop them in the chat anytime. Put a Q in front of them so that I know that's a question for me, and it's not a conversation happening in the chat, because they generally happen in the chat. People are talking back and forth, which is always encouraged, of course. But just so I know it's a question for the show, put a Q in front of it. It can be anything YouTube, content creator related, anything that you have on your mind in that regard is always good. So make sure you do that as well. In a moment, we'll jump into the AI bit first. But my video that's coming out is going to go into that more detail. So we're just going to touch on the main points very briefly. And then any questions might come up. But my longer video, my pre-recorded video, the one I've been editing all week, that's going to be talking about that as well. Okay. Have I missed anything in the chat here? It just kept scrolling. Aussie Walks with Roses in the house. Welcome, welcome. Tiffany girl and her passport is here as well. I've noted as you have to click down to enter to put text in the chat. Yeah, I think it just depends on what device you're on. But yeah, that generally sounds correct. I generally do, because I tend to be multitasking between windows, so I need to click before I type. Otherwise, I start typing over in another window, another text box somewhere that I might have just been in. Particularly when I'm multitasking, moderating a live stream, I might have the live chat open, and I might be making notes somewhere else. So I might be doing this. So I'm generally multitasking. So then I do have to click in the text box first to put the text in. Definitely, for sure. Over on the YouTube side now. Welcome. Yes, going around. I think Chantel must have it now, because she's been having trouble the last couple of days. She messaged me today, so said, "Doug, so sorry, I won't be able to mod tonight at all." I said, "It's all right. We got you. We got you." I see something magical happen when I step to get my tea. It is very magical. The blue wrench. Look at that. You've been wrenched. Even here on StreamYard, you've been wrenched. There you go. There you go. All right. Looking through the chat now, see if I've got any questions before we'll get stuck into the first topic in a second. Okay. It's all good. And Frankie over 50 is here as well. Just jumping in. Unique One is here as well. Welcome. Have I missed anything? No, we're just the sort of what's it called? We're just sort of settling into the show. Talked about missing a show last week and being unwell and getting back into it and talking about our topics for today, which we're going to get into in just a second. Before Rebel Cannons is in the house, yes. And I'm looking, and I think there's a question here as well. The deleting videos I see twice now. There was one deleted the whole thing, so that guy lost over 1,000 subs, and only has 5 subs and can't live stream now. Well, the thing is, if you get a video deleted or you delete a video, you don't lose subscribers. Any subscribers that might have come in from that video stay on your channel. You don't lose subscribers. You certainly lose the views and watch time, but you don't lose subscribers. So if he's lost subscribers, it's due to something else other than a video being deleted, whether that's YouTube deleting it or self-deletion. I hope you're feeling much better now. Yeah, I'm feeling like 100%. Like I'm back to my usual capacity. I feel like I even got out and did a bit of yard work yesterday afternoon. I got off work a little bit early and decided because we've got rain coming in. It's raining, probably raining now, light rain, albeit. But I thought I'd get out and do some yard work before the rain. My grass was quite thick and luscious, and I needed to do the things. All right. Peter Dell's in the house. Welcome. Got a question here. So let me do any of the following describe your content? Makes a real person. Well, this leads into this. This is exactly the thing I'm about to talk about, which is the AI disclosure or the altered content disclosure. I think altered content is definitely a better way of describing what they're wanting you to acknowledge. So I think it was like Monday or Tuesday this week, YouTube announced that the disclosure that they talked about early this year or late last year in regards to AI. No, it was in the beginning of 2024 sort of roadmap sort of blog post by Neil Mohan, the CEO of YouTube. And he talked about there's going to be they're going to have to acknowledge the use of certain types of AI content, and they released that earlier this week, and there's a bit of documentation which I'm going to go through in more detail on my video, but I wanted to cover just like the brass tacks of it and what you're going to see when you see it in your YouTube on videos. Like I can see it on videos now, so most people probably have it. And it's going to look something like this. Let me see if I can find this slide here. Let me take the comment off. There we go. So this is what it's going to look like in your back end. It's called altered content, and there's three questions that it asks, and this sort of leans itself to. If you read between the lines, you'll understand what they're looking for. It says, do any of the following describe your content? Makes a real person appear to say or do something they didn't say or do. Alters footage of a real event or place, or generates a realistic scene that didn't actually occur. So they're talking about elements of like deepfake or impersonation. So in regards to the first point, makes the real person appear to say or do something they didn't do. That's like you can think of an example like the the deep fake scams of Elon Musk where they're putting words in his mouth. So that's like an audio version of that. They might be using something where it was a real interview that he was in, but they're just changing what he's saying to promote like a crypto scam or something like that. That's just an example, but that sort of thing. So you could be making like a legitimate content where you're putting words into somebody else's mouth or something like that, where you're altering what they really said. You got to disclose that. If you put somebody in like a face of somebody that looks realistic, in addition to the audio, you got to declare that. Alters footage of a real event or place. So if there's like some footage, say there's something going on in the world, and they show you like somebody takes the news footage and manipulates it in any way, whether it's just like for comedy or whether it's for like malice or whatever reason, they got to disclose the fact that the footage is AI generated. In other words, it's made to look real, but it's not really real. Generates a realistic looking scene that didn't actually occur. So they're making something from scratch, but looks realistic. So we're not talking like an animation. We're talking about like something that looks like it's really happening, legitimately. And so the spirit of it, let me take that off. The spirit of it is basically disclaiming, openly proclaiming that the stuff that you've done in your video, or something in your video, is actually could look realistic, like it's legit, the real thing, but it isn't. It's made by AI, where somebody can't tell the difference, because we know technology has got to the point where that's the case. Deepfake voices, I can easily sample somebody's voice and change something that they're going to say. That could be used just because you're making like an entertainment content, and so it's like comedic or whatever. It could also be used in a malicious way. So there's like two sides of the coin. Whatever it is, that is going to be something that you have to disclose. Say there's a video of me here presenting a video, and then I remove my face and I put Nick Niman's face in there, and it looks like Nick is sitting in my studio presenting it, and I might have done something with his voice as well, of course, if he's speaking. I have to declare that. I say, hey, this is really Nick Niman's face. It's his face, but it's not him sitting here. It's me sitting here. I've just put his face on my face. That sort of thing, where people could be confused. In any time where people could be confused, where it's not super obvious that something that's being presented is obviously just animated or created by AI. Clearly, it's robotic or whatever. If you're using a robotic voice, it's computer generated. You know what I mean? So that's the intent of using that disclaimer. So if it looks real and people could get confused, you got to say yes. All right, I need to jump back to the comments, and then we'll get there, because I can see a few comments come in. Okay, this is where I was up to. Let's see if anybody's got anything to say about this. So I think that, how do we answer, yes or no? I think in basic level, what I just talked about is sort of the vibe of the thing. I go into a little bit more detail where they give examples, and I go in through some of the documentation that YouTube's provided and give some of their examples. So make sure when I put that video out, I've just been exporting it just before the stream, so that'll be going up probably tomorrow, and then become available probably by about Monday. So we'll go into that more detail, but the answer is, yeah, if it could cause confusion in any way, or be misleading in the sense that it looks legit, that it's not, then you have to declare it and say yes. If you're just using AI to write a script for a video, turn your audio into closed captions, create a thumbnail, anything like that, as long as the thumbnails, you're not creating a thumbnail that looks realistic. It has to look, if it's the stylized thumbnail, or if you're using AI where it's just in the production side of things. You don't need to declare that at all. It's only the stuff that people visually see, and that it could be misleading in some way, or people couldn't tell the difference. All right, let's see. What is this thing about altered content? So yes, that's what we're talking about. For every new video that you upload, you need to just say yes or no. So just say no. If you're not using AI, if you're using like zero AI in your content, then it's like so simple. Just no. You know, every day of the year. And Peter, I know your content. Your content doesn't even delve anywhere near that stuff. So you know, it's answered no and move on. It's like you want to monetize, yes or no, yes or no. Boom, you're done. Do you have to go now? The important question people might ask, it might be coming up in the comments already. I haven't seen them yet, but the question will be, do I have to go back and do all my old videos that have already been there? The answer is no. It's only moving forward. If you want to go back and change them because the option's there, that's optional. You can do it if you want. You don't have to. All right. Looking for the questions. Legal-minded friends of Karen Cole's in the house. Welcome. Monique's here as well. It applies to AI. If you're using a editing filter, say like a beauty filter to make your skin look radiant, or you're using some AI and CapCut to put captions on your video, or you're using, you know, those filters that do like give you like a clown face or make you look like Batman or something like that. You don't need to declare any of that because that's like clearly obvious that you're using a filter. So you don't need to declare it. Modern media makers, welcome to the stream. I see an AI video and it was a preacher who died years ago and it was almost real. Yeah, that's the sort of thing that they would probably, going forward, they have to declare that sort of stuff or mark that as altered content because they're taking maybe something that's historic. You know, a preacher who died years ago, you might be talking about somebody like A.A. Allen or somebody from the 20s or 30s or 40s, black and white footage, and you've got the old film footage and you've sampled it in, and let's make him say something that he never ever said. You know, he might be saying, you know, isn't it awesome that we that Elon Musk has bought Twitter? It's like, well, you passed away in 1954 or whatever, you know, whatever year. It's like, how do you know Elon Musk and how do you know Twitter? You know, even then I would probably declare it because, you know, it's like a real person who's been altered, basically. What about thumbnails? The thumbnails is an interesting one because that is visual. If you're just using AI to make a thumbnail and there's nothing in particular about it, if you're using a real picture of it, yeah, no. Unless you're using somebody's likeness that is, but it's not actually like a photo that was actually taken of them. So say, but most AI tools are probably not going to let you give me an image of Elon Musk wearing a tutu. They're probably going to, ChatGPT and that, they're probably going to reject that because, you know, you're not allowed to make likenesses of other people. They usually have like restrictive rules on that. But if you're doing that sort of thing, you probably want to declare it. But if you're just generally using AI to make a thumbnail, you don't have to declare that. To a certain extent, a lot of the content that is sort of used in context of the way that they're presenting this is mostly videos, so I wouldn't worry too much about thumbnails. Michael Sahoski's in the house. Welcome. Okay. We've got Alvin. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. I nearly lost myself in the chat here. So it is for the channel owner to declare they've altered something that may be misleading. Yeah, that's the general gist, or something that might confuse people. It might not be deliberately misleading. It might be just, hey, I've done this thing, I've altered this, but people might not realize that I've actually altered this because they may not be aware of the context, and so it's you got to just double up and declare. And hang on, let me hit the right one. It's this one, I think.
Thank you for your membership milestone message.
iPhone Chris has been a member for 3 months. Let me just have a quick look here, because I missed it over here. Is there? Just check. I just want to double check that there's not a message. No message. iPhone Chris, channel member. Thanks for being a channel member for 3 months. Pretty cool. Awesome. And I'm a little behind in the chat, so let me see if I can get through here as well. I don't want to miss anything, so I want to hit these in order. I have 2 old videos reposted, not by me. Would this be YouTube AI? 2 old videos repost? That? Okay, that's odd. 2 old videos reposted, not by me. As in, they're reposted on your channel, or are they your videos posted somewhere else on YouTube? Just clarify that for me, because I'm not quite sure. All right.
Thank you for your membership milestone message.
Amazing. Your destination's been a member for 8 months. 8 months of Hewson Artie. Always great advice. Well, thank you. Thank you for being a member for 8 months. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, modern media makers. So what happens if someone answers it incorrectly? Well, I don't think it's a difficult question, because if you're not using AI at all, or you're not doing anything like you're not deep faking or anything, then the answer is going to be no. It's going to be really simple. So I don't think you can answer it incorrectly. But if you repeatedly say no and the answer is actually yes, you are using that content, what happens is YouTube will see it and say, there's something not right about this footage. We're gonna proactively mark it yes for you. If they feel that is actually something that is AI generated, that is altered content. So we're taking something that's original and it's been altered by AI. So remember, if you remember the heading of the box, altered content, that's the guide. We're not talking about AI. We're not disclaiming AI specifically. We're disclaiming altered content. So what I would do is, so what would happen is, if you just keep saying no, video after video after video, but you're consistently putting out videos with altered content, or what they're asking is altered content, then you would probably earn some community guideline strikes, because you're answering repeatedly giving incorrect information. I'll talk a little bit about that towards the end of my video that's coming out. There's a section in the information that YouTuber provided. We can go through that. But basically, yeah, they're open to issuing community guideline strikes for repeated misfiring. Like if you're saying yes and the answer is actually no, I think that'd be different. But if it's like altered content, but you're just saying no, it's not, no, it's not, no, it's not, but it actually is because you're trying to mislead, then that'll be what they're looking for. If you're deliberately saying no, even though the answer should be yes, because you've made a deep fake of Elon Musk or whatever, a deep fake of Tom Cruise, a deep fake of Donald Trump saying something he didn't say, a deep fake of Joe Biden saying something he didn't say, anything like that, and you keep saying no, and the answer is actually yes. You could be doing it satirically, whatever. You could be making political comedy. But if you don't acknowledge it and say yes, and do that repeatedly, then you'll probably get a community guideline strike, and 3 of those over a 90-day period, and you're out the door with YouTube. So that would be the worst case. But if you're not doing altered content at all, then there's nothing to worry about at all. Okay, I need to get caught up. I have a whole other topic to talk about today. Okay. Alvin's new to the channel. It's good to have you here, Alvin. Paul Dixon's in the house. You might have covered this, but what if somebody is using a super realistic fake background? If it's a still shot, if it's a shot of something that is recognizable, but it's been altered in some way, I think that's where the problem is. I think if the background is something that's totally created as a background, so if I have a green screen and I'm sitting and I've just got like this AI generated background of a really nice view out over a pool over the Greek islands, but it's been generated by AI, it's not an actual real photo. I don't need to, that's something that they're not looking to, because it's not something that's been altered, it's just something that's been generated. If it's been altered, if it's the actual photo of the Greek islands and it's behind me, and there's like a warship out there that I've AI put in there with my AI skills, I put in a realistic warship, it's Russia's coming down through the Greek islands and we're gonna blow a few things up or whatever. If I make it out that that's what's happening, and that, and that's, so then I've altered content. And so that's something I probably want to disclose. Well, this is good. Yes, it does rely on the creator's honesty. And anybody, because if you think about it, the strange thing is, if somebody's deliberately doing it to mislead, they're not going to want to acknowledge it. So they're not going to acknowledge it. So that's where, YouTube is going to take action and say, this you've just deepfaked Elon Musk, and if it's not like one of those crypto scans, which they'll just remove anyway, they're going to mark it as yes. They're going to go and say, well, this is actually yes, because you said it's no, but we clearly know that footage has been altered, because the original version of that we have in our archives, in our content ID system. We know that's the real thing. We know this is fake. You didn't acknowledge it. We're going to mark it as yes because you marked it as no. But yeah, creators' honesty. That's a big thing. Exactly that. AI work in Final Cut Pro. Like, I use Final Cut Pro, unless there's a very specific plugin that you've bought. Final Cut Pro itself has pretty much zero AI stuff in it at the moment. Apple is sort of a bit behind the ball compared to apps like CapCut and whatnot, and even Premiere Pro have started adding some low-level AI features. Final Cut doesn't have any so far, unless it's a plugin that you've bought and installed, and then it's added functionality to Final Cut. It doesn't have any AI itself. Let's see. I'm going to keep scrolling for questions now. I'm not sure which image that is, but yeah, there's a few images being described. Yeah, I can see that be a big issue in that space, in that niche. And I'm hoping what will happen is whoever whoever owns the rights to that footage, where because some of these past ministers have like foundations or their family members who are continuing the legacy of their message. Hopefully, and they have like the rights to that content. If it's been altered, they're getting in there and hitting with copyright infringement and stuff like that, because there's an element of that because it's altered content where the footage is actually being used in a way that it was not intended, and just the fact that they're using that footage in the first place is probably grounds for a copyright strike, unless it's being used. Obviously, if they're using it like in a what's the word for copyright where you can use the things? My brain's not working. Tell me. We can use it for like news and where you transformational. There's a word out there for it. It's just eluding my brain right now. Doggy Films, welcome to the stream. Hello, Doug. My channel has been created 7 months ago, completed both subscriber and watch time. I have 61 videos, but no advanced features enabled on my channel. There's only channel history. Yes, certainly plenty enough time for channel history. And because you don't have advanced features, so you can't apply for the YouTube Partner Program. I guess that's what you're getting at. So what I would say on that is, if you don't have advanced features enabled, make sure that you've got intermediate turned on. Make sure that that's been done, because that's a prerequisite for advanced. And if not, enable that, and then it might trigger advanced features to be turned on as well, because you've accrued channel history. If not, then I would probably just reach out to, if you're over 1,000 subscribers, I'm not sure if you're over the 500 or over the 1,000. If you're over the 1,000, no, it doesn't matter, because you have to be in the YouTube Partner Program. No, it's all right. But I would reach out to Team YouTube on Twitter, on X, and just ask them to take a look. Say, hey, I've got the requirements, but for some reason my advanced features isn't turned on. Can you sort of have a look and see why? And hopefully they'll be able to give you some feedback on that.
Thank you for becoming a channel member.
I'll drop in that one because I don't think I have a channel gifted. I don't think I've got the gifted voiceover done. I'm looking on my thing now. I don't think I did a gifted one. I keep saying I'm going to do a gifted one. Gifted. Amazing Yacht Destinations gifted 5. Let's see who they're gifted to. I'm not seeing the gifteds coming up in the chat. Oh, probably because I'm in the wrong spot. Oh, here we go. So we got Paul Dixon got a gifted membership. Kez Chick 56, Jessica S, Frankie Yvette. 1, 2, 3, and Tom Nash, the Tom Nash. Awesome! Congratulations to those who received the gifted memberships. That's awesome. Click the See Perks button to see what the perks are. Early access to videos is one of the perks. What if I use AI to create a jingle advertisement with the subject's permission? Yeah, no, you don't have to declare that. If it's all made with the permission of the person, like if you're taking somebody's voice and making them say something different, then yes. But if you're just using the AI to do the audio treatment, put in the rises and the fades and everything else, or do part of the editing process, then no. But if you're using the AI to sample his voice or the person's voice and then make them say something different, then yes, you'd have to declare that on YouTube. All right. Yes, thank you. Okay, Doreen's back with the question I said. Mike, that is odd. That is odd. I haven't heard of that happening before. Reposted on your channel. So they're appearing as like a video, a newly released video, or it's like the old one. It's been moved from like private, unlisted, or whatever to public again. I'm assuming when you say repost, I'm just assuming it's a new version of that same older video. That is, if that's the case, then that's odd, and I'd reach out to YouTube on that one because I've never heard of that happening ever. That's a new one for me. That's a new one. So yeah, definitely, if you can, reach out to YouTube on that one. So hey, this is 2 videos. They were no longer on my channel, but now they're back on my channel, and I don't know why. And Tom Nash is actually here in the flesh. Look at that. Tom Nash, fire stream. It's good to see you, Tom. Good to see you. I'm just making sure. Please answer my question on top. I think that's the one I got to earlier. The one I highlighted before. I probably just wasn't up to it at the point you wrote that message. Okay, I need to get caught up here. Yes, it does. When you mark that, you get that little pop-up. You remember when you do, exactly like you said, when you do a paid promotion, sort of at the top or down the bottom corner, it says, this video contains paid promotion. It's really small, doesn't overwhelm the video, but it's just a little card. It pops up at the start, then it goes away. Exactly like that. I think right now it's appearing on mobile only, but then it was going to be rolling out to appear on desktop and on TVs. SMA Sky, welcome. So I wonder if they add a report AI option in reporting videos. I can see that being a problem for space YouTubers. I would say, yeah, I can see that on a couple of different levels for space YouTubers, for astronomy and space and different things. I would say that it might become a part in that when you click the flag for the reporting, there'll be additional options in there. I'd say that's probably what they will do. It's on the details page, in the same page where you put your tags, description, title, or further down where you say you want automatic captions or you want automatic places. There's a couple of ones there where you allow remixing, all that sort of stuff. It's all in that section there. Yeah, deepfakes have been happening for a while because people have had the ability to, if they're really creative with the edit, they can make, because that's what was happening with some of the Elon Musk stuff as well. That you can make that, but with AI, it's all the more easier for people to make and all the more harder to detect. All right. Okay. Just trying to get caught up. Elon Musk in a tutu. Am I that far back? I am. All right. I am scrolling. Fair use. That's the word I'm looking for. I don't know why. It's a common thing that comes up in creator circles is copyright and fair use. I for life of me, could think of the 2 words, fair use. Okay. Yes, exactly. Being verified. That's the intermediate features is the verification process, verifying by like a number where they can just send you a code you can enter in and then verify yourself, and then that's done. It's it takes a minute to verify. if you have a phone, that you can receive text messages too. I believe they can actually also have an automatic call you and read the numbers out, and then you can type them in. All right, where are we? Yeah, this is a statement. This is a statement I can get behind. I get behind that. Some stuff we're dubbing with the words AI, and it's not really as some of the stuff is stuff that we've been doing. Like YouTube has been using a particular type of AI to run the algorithm for years, but it's not the same type of AI. It's not generative AI. It's not a large language model AI. It's a different type of AI. So there's different types as well. Live streaming consultants is in the house. Welcome. It's fair to use it. There we go. I made it to the bottom. I love it when I make it to the bottom. There we go. All right. Now, the second topic of the day. I didn't know we'd be talking so long about that one. But this, the whole altered content disclaimer thing, whole video coming out on that. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay. This is something I thought would be interesting for people to think about when they are dealing with their channel in different ways, things that come up in regards to, if you pivot and you want to change your content style, or you make a lot of different types of content, but you want to actually sort of focus. Maybe you just plainly did something weird and you don't really like a video anymore and you want to get rid of it off your channel. Well, let's have a look and see if this is the right one. Okay, this is from Todd Beaupre, who's the head of the team that does the algorithm and everything else on YouTube, in the recommendation system, I think is what we're calling it. He says, YouTubers, don't delete videos unless you have a very, very good reason. When you delete a video, you delete your channel's connection to the audience that watched that video. If you want to maximize your growth, keep your videos public or unlist them if you must. I saw this today and I'm like, this is really good information, because I've come across, let me go back to me. I've come across channels where something doesn't look right. So I'm going to delete my video, or my short isn't performing. I'm going to delete my video. And they're deleting videos all the time and they're wondering why they're not growing. And this is why. This exact statement that Todd has made is why people often don't grow, is because it's like a farmer planting seed in soil. So you're planting your seeds because you want to grow. You're growing corn. Let's say you're growing corn. You plant your seed in the soil, and you fertilize it, you're watering, you're tending to the crops, and they take a little while and they're just starting to stick through. But you're like, why isn't the corn ready already? Why don't I have the corn? Why isn't the corn ready for harvest yet? And you get impatient and you go through and you rip up all the corn. You rip up all the seeds, all the little saplings and plants, not saplings and trees, all the plants coming up the field. You've gone back to like square one. You've gone back to zero. You've gone back to an empty field. You've got no harvest coming because you haven't got any seeds planted. A video is a seed. If you rip up the seed, your channel can't grow, or you're stunting the growth of your channel because you've got some other seeds going on. If you're keeping some videos, hey, at least you've got some videos going on. So the question becomes, what if I've got videos that are no longer the direction that I'm going, because I'm going for this audience about these widgets. I'm talking about everything to do with buying and selling widgets. But I was making videos on how to drop ship on Amazon. But I'm not doing the drop shipping on Amazon anymore. But I'm getting people coming in from the drop shipping videos, and they're not really interested in my widgets videos. So what do? And maybe that's the case of at least getting rid of those videos. And probably at the very least, I would say, as Todd mentioned, unlist those videos and not delete them. Have them unlisted so they're no longer in rotation on the channel. But at least you've still got that connection to them because the video is still there on your channel. YouTube can still inform the watch history of the viewers who watch those videos. And there was a follow-up tweet on this one from a guy called Vitamin D, nice name, who was talking to Todd. He says, I talked to Todd about this and explains a big reason for my abrupt drop in recommendations. I like to periodically delete old, dead videos. This goes to the old question where actually, let me come back for a second. The old question where people actually don't, they delete videos just because they're not seeing any traffic. I'm not seeing any traffic right now. There might be a few views, might be a handful of views in the last 28 days, but it's not to my expectations. So I'm going to delete the video. Don't delete the video. Don't delete the video. It's informing the history, the watch history of the people who watch that video. It's informing the other content on your channel in different ways that are related, that are linked in playlists, that are recommended. That video recommended from another video, or that video recommending another video. There's like a complexity, like a web of content that's working for you over time. So if you start taking things off that web, start pulling the cobwebs out, then it becomes very disjointed. The spider can't quickly move across the web because there's big gaps. I don't know why I'm getting to the spider analogy, but let's go back to that for a second. It says, apparently that's an awful idea. I've literally been shadow banning myself. So I thought that was a very telling statement. I've literally been shadow banning myself. Explains why my new channel died overnight. That is fascinating, and it is something we can all learn from. Is not to be like very like too hands-on in the sense of I'm going to take this stuff out of my channel. Like if there's a reason for it, if there's a very, very good reason for it, like you've got a copyright issue with it or something like that, so you got to take it down, that sort of thing. There's a good reason for taking stuff down. Because a video is underperforming is not a good reason for taking it down. If it's informing a completely wrong audience, then maybe that's a case for it. But I would say at least just unlist those so they're not being discovered. They're not in rotation in recommendation system, but they're still on your channel informing, they're providing data to YouTube and you know, are basically forming a pattern of what your channel is and who you're about. It can inform YouTube in other ways as well. So having it unlisted rather than deleted is something to consider. I'm going to jump back into the chat because I've talked about that for a few minutes. Here we go. And I'm back on my spot. Calvin's in the house. Welcome, welcome. It's good to have you here. Absolutely. I enlist, I don't delete. Wise. I never delete old videos, but now I'm glad to know that I made the right choice. Yeah. Yeah, if you can't trust Todd, who can you trust? Todd's not going to steer you wrong. Don't delete videos, pop them in a playlist. You can put them in a playlist, but if you've unlisted them because you don't want them to be found, and having them in a playlist, they can then be found again. So it just depends on the reason for unlisting them, and then whether or not you should still leave it in a playlist, which is fair. It can be in a playlist still. Yeah, I think it's the deleting that is the hard part, because that, like, literally, when you delete a video, you lose the watch time, you lose the views, you lose all that watch history that informs people who have previously watched that video. So you lose a lot of that stuff. So if you at least leave it unlisted, at least that stuff is intact. So then if you do need to make it public again for whatever reason, you can do that. The information, the data, the watch history, everything about that channel is still there on YouTube. Would it be better just have it as private rather than delete? Yeah, I would say unlist as the first option. Private if you need, if there's a reason why you don't need anybody to watch it at all. Because when it's unlisted, if it's in a playlist, it'll be discovered still via that playlist. But yeah, private would be like your like virtually deleted option. But yeah, but I would definitely delete anything that's going to cause you like copyright issues, or where yeah, this one I keep getting flagged for a community guidelines issue or something that's borderline something or other. That might be something you want to delete, but it's not going to often be videos like that unless you're in the habit of making videos that are always infringing copyright and pushing up against community guidelines, because that wouldn't be a good idea. Yes. Only 2. Wow, there you go. Additional pieces of information that I didn't know. 2. I'm going to consider that next time I'm having a bowl of cornflakes. That's for sure. Let's see. I'm going to try and not get behind on the chat here. Many people claim Shadowban probably have been deleting videos. I'll try to keep that in mind. Yeah. It could be an option. Like people see something like odd, like a dip, like a huge dip in views, or I'm not getting subscribers as quickly as I used to, or there's various things they see happening on their channel. It could be an indicator of something, but usually it's not an indicator of anything that YouTube's doing deliberately to hold them back. It's usually something about their content, or something about it could be ineffectual packaging, like thumbnails, titles. It could be that their video just didn't hit the mark. It's not keeping people watching. People are clicking away, so you're not engaging the audience well. Sometimes it's a hard thing to do to engage an audience. Sometimes it's sometimes I feel that I could, in my videos, before I edit them, particularly, that I'm repeating myself, and so that becomes boring for the viewer, and maybe there's some more things that I can cut out to make it shorter and more succinct to keep people watching. So there's all those things, all those elements that we have to juggle along the way, and all that stuff's a factor in something not performing, whether it's a video or a short or just our channel as a whole. Sometimes people think they're shadow banned, but they haven't uploaded in a while. Maybe you need to upload more videos, or just have a regular upload schedule so people know to find you and reminded that you still exist. Post something in the community post. Let people know you're still alive. All these things. Okay. Yes. Sometimes there's a good reason, and so for those good reasons, delete away, because you don't want to edit. Because if you've got a video, it doesn't have to be public for YouTube to scan and pick up issues. So if you have a copyright issue but you've got a video unlisted, it'll still scan it, and if you've got a copyright problem, they're going to let you know. The good thing about copyright in some instances is, with claims, at least it's not something that's going to take down your video straight away. It's obviously could affect your revenue, but it's not going to take your video down directly. So then you have options there if it's audio, you can switch it out. If there's a piece you can cut out and still make the video make sense, then you can do that. So it's just like, copyright's a huge thing. We could do a whole show on copyright, and that wouldn't even scratch the surface because it's so complex. I'd agree with that, 100%. I'll just leave it there. Everyone can read that. Ace Rock's text in the house. Good to see you. I haven't. I'm trying to. I'm saying this because Ace just reminded me of it. It's this whole Apple, and Department of Justice. What's it called? Lawsuit. Ace reminded me because I saw him comment something on Twitter, I think yesterday. So I heard a few people like Viper and I've only watched a couple of videos so far. Viper and Jason Painfully Honest Tech, and then I watched Linus on Wenshow, and he's like the completely other side. He's like totally opposite. I'm like, what? Okay, this isn't clear cut as what we thought it was. Anyway, I digress because that's not what the stream's about. All right, where are we? Yeah, we could get really deep. We could get in the weeds of copyright, like false strikes and stuff. Yeah, false claims, all that. Music being mismatched by the content ID system. You could go on all day. All right. I think at this point, it's time to talk about maybe some things that are coming up later today. Before I do that, though, I need to really quickly roll that in. Beautiful. That tells me what I need to know. All right. Let's have a look. What's coming up later today? Of course, coming up in like 33 minutes from now. Oh, I didn't loop it. That was quick. Let's do it again. Nick Nimmin. Nick and D Nimmin will be live. Today's title is not that one there. Learn how to get more views and subs on YouTube. So join Nick and D in about half an hour from now over on Nick Nimmin's channel. That is 9 a.m. Eastern. As always, follows up straight after this show. I'll be in the chat. So I'll probably see you there. And if you're in this stream at the end, you'll automatically roll over into Nick's pre-show chat. So that's pretty nifty as well. And the other thing to know is coming up later today, about 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So it'll be like an hour and a half after Nick finishes. Andrew Can is doing YouTube reviews over on his channel. Grow on YouTube, a deep dive into your YouTube channels, YouTube channel reviews. You have to be in it to win it. So if you're on Andrew's stream, you might be in luck and get a channel review. And the channel reviews are also being sponsored by TubeSpanner. Good on TubeSpanner. So if you don't know it, I don't have Andrew's channel handy. Drop the link in. Chantel's usually my link dropper. But if you search Andrew Can, K-A-N, if he can, you can find his channel. There you go. So that is coming up as well. And they're the two things to promote today as to what's coming up. Let's drop that music back down. And let's get that down. So I think it's appropriate to call this.
It's the last call.
It's the last call. It's your last chance to drop your questions, queries, comments in the chat. Let's leave put the last call up the top there. There we go. All right. So if you've got something, I'm going to jump over to the chat in just a half a second while I'm clicking buttons here. Where are we? Where was I up to in the chat? Here we are. Yes, false strikes. Yeah, that's where we're up to. Yeah, click. I had a Facebook deleting video, never sent a reason why it was removed. Yeah, Facebook are very trigger happy when it comes to content. The moment they detect half a copyright match or anything, they're like, "Oh, we're taking it down. Sorry." Like Facebook is far more twitchy than YouTube are when it comes to that particular thing. Let's see what's next. Next question. Yes, apparently, yeah. Well, I need more coffee too. That's coming up for me real soon. I can feel a coffee coming on between now and next stream. Okay. Unique one will catch you later. We'll see you soon. That's the one I want to click on. Okay, that's in place. Lovely. Ollie Smith saved the day and dropped the link to Andrew's show. Thank you so much. If I had to sit here and go find it and click it, that would just take away. Chantel just does it so effortlessly. It just happens. I don't even ask her. It just happens. It's really good. Are you ready to be featured in 3 of my April videos? It's up to 3 now. You're about 1, but did you know that your photo will also appear in 2 others? Well, let me just say that, Jennifer, your channel banner and your channel profile also appear in my 2 videos on my mobile channel and my main channel, and they're coming out like right beginning of April, if I believe. I won't quote the exact time because I know it's in where yours. The interview is the kicker offerer, is what I'm saying. The interview that we did. How long ago was that? It was like a month or 2 ago. It was a couple of months ago now. Yes. It's going to be good. Good thing comes with, this waiting. It's going to be good. I've already seen that sneak preview you sent me. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, where are we? Mark Zahosky, have a great weekend. Awesome stream. We'll catch you next week. Hopefully Chantel will be back on deck next week. And by the way, myself and Chantel are planning on doing a combo stream soon. We're just trying to work out dates for that to make that happen. Is Nick scheduled for? Oh, yeah, because you're down in Sydney, so that would be midnight your time. It's 11 p.m. my time, so it's in like 30 minutes from now. Because the US had a time change a couple of weeks ago. Yes, you probably can't watch the links that I sent you because I think I have them private. I think that's the reason. I will get those fixed up so you can check them out beforehand. Okay, this is a good question. Do shorts under 60 seconds count for watch time? Like if they're vertical shorts and they're under 60 seconds, no. If they're classed as a short, then they don't count for watch time. They count for shorts views instead when it comes to the whole monetization thing. Where a vertical video could count for watch time is if it's longer than 60 seconds, or if it's a horizontal video under 60 seconds because it's just treated as a regular video because it's not vertical. That'll count for watch time. But actual bona fide shorts won't count for watch time. Oh, Melbourne. What? Who's in Sydney then? Who do I think's in Sydney? Must be somebody else. Of course you're in Melbourne. Same time zone though. That's correct. That's correct. iPhone Chris, my time for Nick Live is 6 in the morning. Gee, and you're up on my stream too, which is even earlier. Wow. Good on you, Chris. Awesome. Awesome. You love your YouTube stuff, don't you? I love it. All right. Well, it's the final last call. I'm going to play that again just because I can.
It's the last call.
It's the last call. Final comments, questions, thoughts as the chill music comes in. Because I'm about to wrap things up. I'm about to get ready. I got to reset and get ready to mod Nick's stream, do all the other background things that I do for that stream. I got to pay really focused attention because I don't have Chantel in my corner today. So, although she was out a few weeks ago, so I managed it, and I was actually sick. That was like when I started being sick, and I was actually sick and modding by myself, running the solo show. So if I could do it then, I can do it now. I've got it covered. It's awesome. Doesn't look like there's any more. Absolutely. Chantel, if you're watching, because you're getting a sneaky watch or you've seen the replay, get well. Get well from everybody here. All right. And don't forget, yeah, no problem. No problem at all. The main YouTube update, like the primary one this week, was the altered content one. There's another one Nick's been talking about, and I'll leave that for him to talk about in a bit more detail on his stream, because I'm sure he'll talk about it. There's some a new analytic view that's coming up that I probably couldn't talk through right now. I need to study it a little bit more myself. As long as he doesn't go vertical, yeah. It's been a few weeks, and I don't think he will. But you never know. You never know. We nearly thought he was going to do it last week, but he didn't. So I think, did I get the super chat one? I think that is. I'm not timing these super chat sound effects right these days.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for the super. Amazing. You got destinations. The 100 Thai baht there. Thank you for another amazing stream. Well, it's good to be back. Little rough because you skip a week and you forget how to do things. It's like crazy. You know, go, oh, how do I do that again? Coffee soon. She's not being sneaky at all. That's good. She needs to be resting. She wanted to rest, and I said, "Yeah, we got you covered. We got you covered." And thank you again for the reminder about the share screen option. So that's when you're streaming like with a webcam from the YouTube live stream dashboard, I believe. And that's what I need to check out. That's been on my to-do list for a while. Been waylaid with being sick and all. Oh, this is a quick question here. Quick last-minute question. What's the deal with the vertical ones? I personally don't like watching vertical lives. Well, it's a sort of a newer sort of dedicated thing that YouTube's doing something with. So it's sort of new. So people are sort of dabbling in a little bit. Either because they're testing it or because they want to be like first in, first adopter, early adopter. Like I've tried it. We did it before it was announced, and then we did it as a dual stream just to test things out. And for my audience, we thought we'd just stick with the classic streams. I would save. What I'm doing is saving vertical streams for when I'm out and about, where I might be like at an event or something, and I'll just use my phone. Vertical live stream makes sense. So yes, that's what that's about, in my opinion. That's a very short one. All right then. I want to thank everyone for coming today. I'm going to take that off there real quick. Thank you for being here, joining in, asking questions. If you have any questions about the altered content thing, when my video comes out, opportunity. If the answer's not in that video, drop it in the comments of that video. I'll come by and jump in and drop an answer if I've got something to answer with, or I'll acknowledge it at the very least. And let me have a quick look. See if there's something that's not. Yeah, they really want people to test that out, don't they? But yeah, we'll see it over. Remember, stick around the chat. You'll end up in Nick Nimmon's pre-show chat automatically. And I went, the only problem is StreamYard. You got to jump around. I'll catch you guys later.